Kia ora, beautiful people, and welcome to another video. Today, I want to talk about something that I've been pondering over the last few days, but that's also come up with my clients quite a bit. So, this idea that we can choose how we feel. Though this might seem a little bit silly when you think about it, but I want to explain to you why you have a choice and how you feel. You see, from a basic point of view, it's generally our thoughts and the story that we create around a situation or something that has triggered us that causes our emotion or causes a certain path of emotion, I suppose. And when we go down and continue down that path of thought and that story, more and more emotions come up. And some of these emotions aren't necessarily nice emotions or emotions that feel good, right? Some of them are. Um, so the thing is, when our thoughts trigger emotions, it's often these emotions that then trigger specific behaviors. And often, especially when we're experiencing an emotion like shame or sadness or frustration or anger or any of those, um, sometimes the following behaviors um, often create more pain in our lives. They create pain for other people because we say and we do things that we probably regret afterwards. Of course, there's not a one size fits all, but generally this is what tends to happen. So here's the thing. We do have a choice about how we feel. And I'm a big believer to go back to the root causes. So I do believe that we need to start looking at our thoughts and around the stories that we are telling ourselves in response to our everyday life. And when we can empower ourselves with thoughts, when we can empower ourselves with our responses and flip them to something that makes us feel actually good or even grateful about things, then we can actually change the way we feel about something. We can change the way we respond to something. We can change our behaviors. But for that, we need to go back to the root cause. And the root cause is often the thoughts and the stories around a specific trigger, not the actual trigger. So, as part of our self development journey, it's really important to take responsibility for that. It's a funny thing because recently a lot of people have said to me, just in conversation, and even I find myself still saying it at times, this person made me feel this way. This person made me feel that. This person made me feel this. And even though how we're feeling is so totally valid and so understandable, nobody can make you feel a certain way. It is actually your response to whatever is happening or what that person says or what that person does that is your feeling. And even though sometimes it can feel difficult to take responsibility for those emotions, especially, um, because those emotions are based on our perception of the situation. And it can be difficult to take responsibility for that. And sometimes it's just easier to blame other people for how we feel, right? But the cool thing is, when we can take true responsibility for how we feel, we become immensely powerful because we start to have this deep understanding that we can create anything we desire in our lives because we have full responsibility and full control over our responses to life. We cannot control what happens around us. We cannot control other people, but what we can control is the way we respond to that. So just to recap a little bit, when something happens that triggers you, it's often the thoughts and the stories you create around those triggers or have created around those triggers in the past that then cause this rabbit hole of emotions, specific emotions that then influence your behavior. So when you find yourself in these kind of situations throughout your day, think about, what are my thoughts around the trigger? What is my story that I've created around this trigger? And what are the emotions that story is triggering for me? And what's the kind of story I want to tell myself? So this concludes the video. I hope this was helpful to you. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to hear more about what, some of my thoughts, what my clients get up to, things about happiness, well-being, self-development, creativity, alignment, and all of those kind of things. Leave some comments down below if you've got a few thoughts and ideas to share. I would love to hear from you. Sending lots of love and have a happy day. Bye.